Okay, hello. Video number 5, I believe. Um, this is an interesting one. This is a computer many of you probably have not heard of or seen. Maybe we'll find some information out about the original manufacturer when we open it up. But this is from a KIP printer, KIP printer. It's a wide format printer for plans, for construction plans, building plans, things of that sort. It was a wide format copier and printer. Now, when I say wide, I'm talking 3 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet wide sometimes. It did a wide variety of paper rolls that were in the copier printer. And this was the computer that was inside of it. If I remember correctly, we'll find some surprises. We will find some interesting things, but I don't remember if it had an actual manufacturer other than KIP. So we'll see what we can find. So let's do a little tour of it first, as typical, and then we'll open it up. Okay, this is the KIP, and I'll show you the number right there. KIP has a serial number, things of that sort. Not sure if anything has to be blurred out yet there, but we'll look at that later. But here we go. Let's do a tour. Now, this is the bottom, actually, I believe, where it was mounted in the copier to where that was against a piece so they didn't have to do anything. There's the power supply at the top. We go down. There's Ethernet with some symbols next to it there. USB, 4 USB ports. Again, there's the PS2 ports. Purple is keyboard, green is mouse. 2 serial ports. There's that label again with a VGA port. And your audio ports, which was covered up with that sticker, 2 of them at least. So obviously they don't want you using those. There's an interesting port. Now that's the port that went to the function of the motors in the printer. So we'll have to look at that. It is not SCSI. You can see that it has standard pins. So I don't believe that's SCSI. It's probably just a controller port, and it's much wider than a parallel port. So it's probably RS-232, something of that sort. We come to this side, and you can see it has a fan, or that's the processor fan probably, and the front plate. So now we can get this opened up. Okay, let's go. Let's see what it takes to get this case off. It may just slide off, or does it have a... Not sure how, actually, to be honest with you. Oh, you know what? I bet it slides out from the front. If I recall, let's see if we can get that figured out here. If I remember right, I think the whole front cover slides off. Look at that. Yeah. So the entire front cover and everything slides right off. Get the first look at this thing. Okay, here's our first look at this KIP computer. You can see it is a bit unique. Has a handle here, probably to let that up, but I bet there's a little lock here on the side. I bet you have to undo that somehow. Maybe pull on it and then it'll... Wow, look at that. It does not oh, okay, it kind of released it. Oh, look at that. So a riser card, Mars custom computer. See that? Well, there we go. So they are the manufacturer or the builder of the computers, being custom computers, but they are not the original manufacturer. We'll see if we can find something on the motherboard, but that's interesting. We'll see if there's, there's no indication on that anywhere. There's our first clue. It's an MSI board. This is early MSI. MSI at this day and age, I believe, was like the Fry's electronic specials that you would get. They were not very good, but that was the start of them. We'll have to check on MSI and see when they started manufacturing. But today, MSI is very good. So we won't hold that against them. If you see, I don't know if I can hold this up. Look at those capacitors. See how those capacitors are bulging? Yep, that was the demise of this. I know for a fact because I worked on it. I was trying to fix this for a customer, and it was not fixable. You can see I did try to increase RAM in it with what I had at the time. It was already old when I was trying to fix it. The customer got it for free, given to them by another company just to play with, and but I had it working for a little while, but it did not last long. So let's see what we need to do here. What do we want to start with? Let's start with just cables. Get some of these cables out of the way. Maybe the power supply too. Let's get the RAM out. See if these fly out at me like the other one. Yeah, kind of, almost. Well, let's see how much RAM it had. Let's see. Oh, wow. Definitely different. I kind of remember these, actually. Here's the RAM. Two different types. You can see that says DDR400, 512 megabyte of PC 3200. This one was PC 2700 of 1 gigabyte. So it had 1.5 gigs of two different types of RAM. That could cause problems, but we've seen the capacitors on the motherboard. I think those created a bigger problem than mixed matched RAM would. Let's see what it takes to get the CD-ROM drive out of here. I think it was lifting up already. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Oh, there's the hard drive. Let's see if we can get this off of here, or if it... no, that might just stay right there for now. Does this then lift up? No. We can get the cables off, though. And if you're curious, this system was running XP. I'm pretty sure it was running either XP or Vista. Maybe, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was one of those two. Well, just from the data, but you should know that too. But it was old. Well, do we know the date? Let's see if I can find the date. I think we did see a date, but maybe not. See what else we can find. Here's the power supply connector on the motherboard here. Wow, yeah, specialty for sure. Let's pull the power supply out. No screws. Okay. Oh, there is one. If you can see that, right there is a screw. That probably holds the power supply in. Look at that. Wow. Okay, Delta Electronics. Model 250, probably 250 watt then, I would imagine. Oh, 100 watt. Look at me. I'm an idiot. Made in China, but yeah, it's a model 250, but can't exceed 100 watts. Wow. Look at that. We might open that up just for fun. That would be an interesting one to open up. All right. Let's see. Does this come out? No. We'll have to play with that later. Let's get the motherboard going. We're going to get this fan out because that's blocking the motherboard. So let's get that out. That has screws in it. Little fan. Well, it's a little case. So be it. Let's get the processor fan and heatsink out of there. Wow. Yep, it looks original. And let's check the processor. Where's that rag at? See if we can tell what processor it had. Ooh, that's dry as a bone. That's going to be more difficult than I envisioned. Oh, let's see what we can see here. There we go. That might be acceptable. What do you think, fellows or gals and people? Anybody? What do you think? I'm thinking Celeron, but see, what does that say? Let me get a closer look myself here quick. Well, you tell me I couldn't tell. I'll put it on there, but yeah, it's there's the processor. And all right, let's get the screws out of the motherboard and get the motherboard out of the case. This may only have 4 screws holding the motherboard in. Nope, there's more somewhere. Right there's one. Might be another one here somewhere hiding, typically underneath the RAM. Nope. And there's a connector here, but that's not holding it in. Something back here is holding it in still. I'm not sure what. You probably see it long before I do. It's not that. The one back here. Something right in this area is holding that thing in. No? Is it just that? Well, this has to come out this end first. Oh, I see. This is keeping it in. That got a hold of the front, preventing it from sliding out. As we'll see here momentarily, I think. Yep. The motherboard was sticking out. And see, now it's loose. A little speaker there. You can see that. Power button. Get that disconnected while we're right here. Now, I bet it slides forward. No, it does not. Oh, look at this. It has, oh no, are those holding it in yet? Sometimes the screws around the ports are on the outside of this plate, but it looks like they're not. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, we'll have to keep fighting with here. Let's see if we can get this out of here. Interesting, it has a handle there, but yet does not come out. Oh, look, there's a handle on the front of this. I bet that will lead us to some. Does it come out this way? Lift up, out, up, down, and different. Not sure what to think, but it is not easily out, that's for sure. Oh, there it comes. There we go. Got the hard drive out. Let's see. Oh, we can't. We'll have to remove it. Let's remove it. My guess is either Mac Store or Seagate. That's Western Digital. 800 megabyte? No, 80 gigabyte. Look at that. So it's, yeah, the older Western Digital serial number, Caviar. That was their brand name of this model. Yeah, 80 gig. RPM 7200. I don't see a date. Maybe you do. But I don't see a date, but we know it's probably early 2000 something. But there you go. All right, let's see if we can get this CD-ROM drive out of here, which really bugs me because it has a handle here. You would think, oh, look what I found. I think there's a screw right here. You may or may not be able to see. Right there. If I get that screw out, I bet this will come out. See if this is long enough. I believe it is. Yes. All right. Well, it's longer than here's maybe. Nope. Boy, that is really bugging me. All right. I'm gonna get short, stubby screwdriver here. Maybe it's getting there. There we go. Yeah, see that screw had threads only less than halfway down. Now, I bet this will come right out. Well, at least one side of it does. Is there a screw on the other side here? Yeah, no, it should just... Oh, there is a... Oh, that's a rivet. That's not a screw. You would think this would just fall right out. Oh, there's a screw in there, in that hole, to undo another screw, just like the one we pulled out on the back side. They did not want anybody getting this out of here, I guess. Very odd. It was probably very proprietary. I imagine it was not cheap, or they did not... I'm sure they sold it for a profit, let's put it that way. That screw again. There we go. We got it disconnected. CD-ROM drives typically have a date, December something. Let's find out. Let's pull it out of the case here if we can. Oh, goodness. Is that? There's no screws right there, but that's not on the cover. Oh, look at that. So this, look at that. I pulled on it and it, there one on the other side, yes. So you pull on it, it lifts out and it pulls the pins out of the side. Look at that. All right, December of 2007. Well, there you go, an HL data storage DVD rewriter. Interesting, they would put a rewriter in a printer. Maybe they used it kind of as a firmware updater, maybe. Very interesting, though. We'll see if there's a disk in here. Okay, here is my CD-ROM drive opening tool. I'll sell you one for $100 if you want one. You push that in the little hole. Every CD-ROM drive has a hole, usually around the power button somewhere, or in somewhere below the drive bay or cradle or cassette or whatever you want to call it. Somewhere below that, there is a hole. You just get a paper clip, a stronger one, obviously, stick it in there and push. And then you can pull it. So no disc in there. Well, I do not have the proper tools for this handy, so I'm going to do it incorrect way. You would think I'd have the tools, but I do not. Let's see, moment of truth here. Yes, look, you can see the, you can see there's a lip there. So all these have to come out. Probably not going to bore you with that, but they do have to come out. I'll find a way to super speed through this for you all. All right. It should now slide like I presumed. Look at that. Slid right off. Oh, look at this. We actually got this off of here too. While I was doing that, sliding it off, it looked like that's going to come off, but that's going to be a good handle. Anyways, come on. You can see they're definitely down out. But why is it still not coming out? Well, because of the lip on the top of it there. There we go. Look at that. Okay, let's take a look. Motherboard. Oh, there we can see again a closer look at those capacitors. They are absolutely bulging out. Hopefully my camera focused in there for you. How many we got that are bulging? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least. And they're all in this area, probably controlling the RAM and the coprocessor. I bet this thing had a lot of errors. Well, actually it did. I remember it. I might try and take some of this aluminum off of here. See if we can get this one off. Oh, sorry about that. Yep, that one came right off. These maybe not so much. Nah, more trouble than it's worth. So let's take a look at what we have. All right, what do we have? I have a lot of scrap steel. I'm not going to bother with that little speaker. No, I'm not going to bother with that. More scrap steel. There's cables, general cables, not a lot of cables. There's that CD-ROM drive. We'll deal with that in a bit. Oh no, that's right, 2 sticks of RAM that we're not matching, a processor. Power supply. You know what? Let's see about opening that up while we're at it. All right, opening up power supply. Oh, I thought there would have been one over there. Wow, look at that. Okay, well, that's very interesting. It does come off, but interesting how there's a screw here for this. Wow, look at that. Older than dirt. Wow, that doesn't even come out of there. Pretty interesting. Oh, maybe it comes this way, or does it attach to this? No, that's not going to come out. We tried, but oh, there we go. Maybe a little bit. Get a look at things. There you go. See the capacitor in there a little bit. This capacitor has tape on it, which is interesting. Get a little closer look there. And this side. Yeah. Strange, but not worth going any farther. We have the fan here, the processor fan, some smaller screws. That's going to be a smaller screwdriver here. Get this fan off of here. Ooh, it seems very easy. So that's nice. Yeah, this will be super easy. No clips will break off. Look at that. Okay. Now, oh, there's screws there. This we can do with the drill. Okay, so we're not doing these. Those are what held the processor fan onto the motherboard. We're doing these smaller ones here. I know, overkill, right? But I don't care. Look at that. Came right out. Look at that. All right. One processor heatsink. Now let's look at this riser card. This is interesting. The one with the large port on it. See if we can get this apart. This will probably be more of my small screwdriver here, just to see what we can see with this. It is interesting. It's unique in that aspect, especially for what, 2007, I believe we said. Yeah. So there's the riser part card, which is basically, it is just a PCI slot. Or maybe ISA then? No, that's PCI. Not PCI Express, just PCI. ISA was before that. Let's see, does this just slide out of here? This card may just slide right out of this PCI slot. Wow. Again, no marking at all on this card. You can see that from there. Does say MCC8N from Mars Custom Computers, 6PN. That'd be part number 05928. Very interesting. And fan. Oh yeah, so that's just a riser card. You see these modern day with video cards where they want the video card mounted horizontally instead of vertically. But this was the start of that. They did do it in particular computer systems like this for specific functions, like within a printer. So that was that. So let's clean up a little bit here. I believe we're done. I think I'm going to call it. Again, MSI motherboard, but it was custom just for the KIP printers. Very interesting. So that is it for today. Thank you again for watching. Hopefully this light helps. Maybe it makes it worse. I don't know. Maybe I'm glaring as I'm sweating here. But again, appreciate you all watching, and watch my other videos. And soon, in a couple of weeks, we're going to take that trip to the recycler to see what we get for all these things. Okay? Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.